Meanwhile, back at school, the teacher is giving the lecture as usual, but Daeon is lost in thought, hoping Jin isn't skipping breakfast. She worries that he needs to eat well to recover quickly. Back in the fight, Jin and his old friend continue their squabble. As the dagger comes at Jin again, he quickly grabs 032's arm and delivers a brutal punch right to his face. The hoodie guy slides backward after swinging his blade, and he is absolutely huffing and puffing. Jin's side hurts from the cut as he asks 032 one more time if he's reporting everything to the camp. Once again, the femboy dodges the direct questions and wonders why Jin is suddenly talking so much. He then makes it clear that he won't tell anything to a traitor who killed his friend 006. Afterwards, he swings his blade again, but Jin quickly jumps over him, landing a brutal punch to his face. Jin follows up with a series of powerful swings, eventually landing a devastating blow to 032's belly, sending him staggering backward. On the other hand, 032 notices the gun over his left shoulder. Before he can grab it, Jin dashes down, but 032 manages to pick up the gun and aims it straight at Jin. Jin reacts quickly, grabbing the gun by the barrel and redirecting the bullets to ricochet harmlessly into the ceiling. Once the firing stops, Jin pins the femboy to a pillar, and the guy starts groaning in pain. Jin then asks him if he's here out of loyalty to the camp or to avenge 006. The femboy doesn't respond and instead slams his knee into Jin's belly, then points his gun at him again. He begins firing another barrage of bullets, but Jin quickly ducks behind the pillar, trying to shield himself from the onslaught. The femboy grits his teeth and keeps shooting, determined to take our boy down. Jin looks back and sees 032 moving away. As soon as he tries to follow this bastard, he is left struggling behind due to his wounds, with one last cut bleeding intensely. In desperation, he calls his friend Seokju, and when the blackhead answers, his face goes pale upon hearing Jin's request for surveillance data of the area. Seokju quickly starts moving, and Yona notices him heading out of the classroom. Once outside, he asks Jin why he's getting involved in something so messy again. Nevertheless, he tells Jin he'll call him back in a few minutes and advises him to just send him the physical description and location he wants to track. Once the call ends, we find ourselves outside, where the femboy is strolling down his path, and he's absolutely annoyed, thinking that if our boy hadn't been busy asking all those questions, he could have killed him multiple times. He also notices that Jin has gotten way stronger ever since the camp days. He then recalls how our boy was asking him if he is here to take revenge for 006's death, or if he has been sent by the camp. He has no clue why he was asking him those questions, or why Jin just did not kill him right away. While 032 is walking, the same harasser and his goons spot him again. A creepy smile spreads across the harasser's face as he decides to pick on him once more. 032 spots the goons too, and he's definitely not thrilled to waste time with these idiots, and he simply ignores them and keeps walking forward. Suddenly, a few more thugs block 032's path, towering over him as if they're about to devour him alive. But in the blink of an eye, all of these thugs are piled up on the ground like discarded toys. As 032 walks on, he notices Daeon standing nearby. When their eyes meet, the girl quickly recognizes him as the same guy from before. The man starts rummaging through his pockets, pulls out a note, and hands it to her, thanking her for her earlier help. He says it's all he has right now but promises to pay back the rest soon. Daeon then tells him he doesn't have to do this and worries that he might not have anything left for himself. She bows her head and assures him it will be all right. Later they stop by a restaurant. Daeon comments that he shouldn't have returned the money until he had more saved up. The guy simply replies that not everyone should wait until they have extra to repay someone for their help. She then asks him how old he is, and he replies that he's 17. Yona finds it fascinating that they're the same age, and 032 is also surprised to hear this. With that in mind, Yona quickly decides to become buddies since they're the same age, and 032 agrees to the idea. It's hilarious to see that she's trying to make friends even though she doesn't even know his name yet. She then asks if he's from overseas, and he confirms that he is, saying he's traveling right now. When she asks if he's traveling with friends, he says he's on his own. Yona is intrigued by this, finding it fascinating that he's traveling alone. She asks how many countries he's been to, and he admits he's not exactly sure, but probably he's been to almost 20 countries. As they're chatting it out, Jin finally arrives as well, but slows down when he sees 032 sitting there,